On the 25th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
All right, folks. Real quick. My thoughts on the Gabby case. All right. Here's the thing. She was a YouTuber, right? She documented everything, right? Now there was two girls that were lesbians. They got killed out there. Supposedly Gabby was in the same time that them girls were killed out there. That's pretty easy to solve. Look at all the cameras in that town, in that bar, to see if Gabby was in that town or at that bar. No, I guess this happened the same day or the night before Gabby came up missing. I'm sorry, I'm trying to fix this dang camera. The same time Gabby came up missing, or the night before, a couple days before. Here's another main thing in the case. I watched the case where they pulled Gabby, that's her name, Gabby. Where they pulled Gabby over with her boyfriend in their van. They both, or she was hysterical. Okay. The reason they got pulled over was he was speeding. He was speeding. They were coming from the town that they were in the night before or the day before where them two girls were killed. Now, here's my theory. Listen, pay attention, people. In the video where the police pulled them over, the cop said in that video, what was making you drive that way? And he said, well, the girl, Gabby, she pulled the wheel. We were arguing, we were fighting, and she pulled the wheel, the steering wheel. That's why he swerved, okay? And the cop said, oh, so you guys were fighting in the car and everything, and she hit you, and she grabbed the steering wheel and yanked it. And he said, yeah. And the cop said, what, them look like scratches on your face. And he said, Gabby did it. Well, that's where I was like, wait a minute. If she just did that to him before they got pulled over, and that's what the cop said. That's what the cop said. Because the guy asked, well, why'd you pull me over? Was it because I was swerving? That's why I swerved, because she grabbed the wheel. And he said, no, because you were speeding. And then you swerved. So they were speeding from wherever they came from. Okay? Then the cop went back to Gabby and said, did you yank the wheel? Were you fighting with them? Are them scratches and everything on them from you? And she said, no, and I didn't grab the wheel. I hit him, but I didn't grab the wheel. I didn't jerk the wheel. She was trying to get supposedly her phone back because he took her phone. Okay, here's another main thing in that case. In the video, when the cop's talking to him, the cop says, what's some marks on you? And he said, Brian said, Gabby did that. But what I noticed was they weren't bleeding. The scratches were not bleeding. If she would have just did that and scratched him up, he would have had blood dripping from them. But they weren't. They looked like they were already kind of healing up. Maybe from the day before or a couple days before or whatever. You know, that's a key thing. I was watching the video. I didn't see no blood trickling from them or nothing. They looked like there were marks, but they looked like they were already maybe healed or scabbed up or whatever. Maybe it could have happened hours before and they stopped bleeding. But if they would have happened right when Brian said they happened, the reason he got pulled over, he said, was because she yanked the wheel. They were fighting, and he must have or she must have scratched him. But if you look at the video, I don't see no blood, and they were fresh scratch marks. They would have been bleeding, but no blood. So is it possible he already had scratches from something else that they were speeding away from or trying to get away from as fast as they could, probably? Very possible. Anything is possible in a crime case. That's my theory on the Gabby case. Everything was documented that she did. Everything she did was documented on her phones, on her laptop or whatever. Could of this scenario played out? They were in the same town at the same time as the two girls that were lesbians and just got married. One of them was very, very beautiful. Could they have met up in that town? Could they have met up in that town somewhere? I don't know. The only thing you could do is pull up all the videos of all the cameras, gas stations, bars in that area and see if them two girls or ladies that were killed by gunshot, supposedly, and staged like it was a rape thing. Could they have done something like that? I don't know. The police split them up. Here's the thing. They told Gabby, we want you to take the van and you leave, and we'll get your boyfriend a hotel room. So here's the other scenario. They did split them up. Somehow she got a hold of him or he got a hold of her. They hooked back up and something happened. Listen, people, he drove all the way back home to Florida. I think. He drove all the way back home to his parents' house and didn't call Gabby's family to let them know, hey, I'm back in town and I don't know where your daughter is. Something happened. He didn't call the police. That right there is, if I was a crime lawyer, I would say, now if something would have happened and Gabby would have met somebody, say Gabby went to a hotel room, got herself a hotel, the police separated them. You understand? The police told her, you get in the van and we want you to go, and we are going to get your boyfriend a hotel room. If she went somewhere, okay, and something happened to her, wherever she went, how did her boyfriend end up with the van? It ain't making sense, boys. We're onto something here. The whole Happy Halloween. Is this some kind of a joke? These kids are playing some kind of a movie? Or is Gabby really missing and was killed shortly after them two lesbian girls were killed out there in that town? Could it have been them? Could they have hooked up? Maybe some kind of a thing? Could Abby had fans watching her YouTube channel or her Instagram or whatever, and she might have ran into a fan? Hey, I reckon that's Gabby or whatever. She did have a YouTube channel. and something like that happened. But here is the key thing. The boyfriend ends up with the van, drives all the way back home to his parents' house, and no one calls nobody. Don't call the police. They don't call the family member to tell them, hey, your daughter is missing. And I'm scared because I don't know where she's at. I have no idea where she's at. He didn't even call. He didn't even call. It's like the Don Wells case. Don, if it was an accident, say it's an accident. Show us what happened. But you're still guilty. You know why, Don? Because you didn't call the police right away. There's a gap between the photo and when the police were called. There's a giant gap there. From when the last photo of Summer Wells that I believe of her being deceased, was in the car leaning up against the milk jugs. She looked to me deceased, and deceased more than an hour, because either it's dirt or the lack of oxygen in her body. And the color of the top of Summer Wells' hair was real blonde. But in the photo of her leaning up against the milk jugs, the top of her head, the hair is turning color. That tells me the life form has left. You know, I watched a thing on Elvis Presley. I'm a big Elvis Presley fan, and I watched a thing on within a couple hours of Elvis passing. I think it was like 4 or 5 hours or whatever. After they did the autopsy right away, they did the autopsy right away on Elvis Presley. They called in Elvis's hairstylist to do Elvis's hair, and he said within that short a time, Elvis's hair started turning gray again. A lot of people don't know that Elvis dyed his hair because it was turning gray. And his hairstylist said that his life force left his body, and the color of his hair was changing. And that's true. And that's what told me that photo I seen in Summer. And if you blow it up, she's got a mark on her lip. Looks like she's got a busted lip or something. It makes sense to me. I think she was deceased. But here's the thing, Don Wells. You might be innocent. It might have been an accident. You might not have been there. But here's the thing. There's a missing body. Okay? And here's the second thing. There's a giant time gap before you called the police. More than enough time for you to dispose of the body. Now, I seen the movie or the video with the police, with Gabby and Brian. And I looked at it and I don't see blood coming from the scratches. That means, well, he said they happened right then when the police pulled him over. But if it happened right then, they'd be bleeding. But they weren't. They looked, the cop just said, what are the marks on your body? Looks like scratches or something. Or, when did that happen? Could it have been they did something? I don't know. Could it be true that the police did their jobs, they split them up, and either something happened to her while they were split up? But here's the key thing. How did he end up with the van and the keys when she had them and she's missing? So, and then for him to drive all the way home and not call the family member and say, my God, I can't find her. I looked for her. I can't find her. I'm scared. I don't know what happened. They separated us. They didn't call. They didn't do none of that. Let's check my chat real quick. Oh, Crazy Girl Odyssey and Adventure. Hello, man. I hope you're having a good day. Legal Family Adventures. Hello. That's my thing with Gabby. Uh, when were them girls killed? What time did the police pick them up? Where were they speeding from? Where were they coming from? If it was that town, is it a chance? Glory be to God. That this might be some bad movie that these young kids are playing or making for YouTube or for views. God, I hope not. This is not. Hey, listen, there's a couple things you don't joke about. A missing child or somebody abusing a child or a rape. You just don't fake that kind of stuff. You're supposed to, if that happened to you, report it. Don't make that up as a lie or as some kind of YouTube movie skit or something. And if that's the case, tell the people, hey, this is a skit we're working on or whatever, a movie piece. You don't play games like that. Now, here we go. We got another missing girl with a family member or a boyfriend that was with her, that was split up with her, split from them. And they were told, you are splitting up. They told Gabby to take the van and they would find a hotel for him and find him something. And they split up. That's what the police said. For one, the scratches didn't look fresh in the video, in the police video. They didn't look fresh. They looked like they were already healing up, sort of. I don't know. I'll have to do more research on it, but that's what I'm thinking. And the same thing with Summer Wells. If it was an accident, it was an accident. We would have been on YouTube and on the news going, I can't believe he lost his daughter. He loved his daughter so much. He lost his daughter. We would have been feeling sorry. But there's no body. Photos do not lie. In my opinion, was she was deceased or dang near close to death. She was pitch white. They were at the swimming hole that day. It was, Candace Wells said it was a real hot day, real sunny, real hot. We went to the swimming hole. She would have been sunburnt. She would have been sunburnt. She would have been tan. The photos before that, she had a tan. But in them photos, she was pitch white. That tells me. And then the color of the nails. Either it was true, they were digging, they were planting flowers, which that did look like dirt. In the cuticles, a little girl, she's going to have her hands in there probably digging. But something happened after that. Or something happened at the watering hole and lack of oxygen. If hours go by, well, you lose the color in your body, you turn white, and your hair starts turning color, going back to its color, the life forms left out of it or whatever, That's just my opinion. But whatever it is, even if it was an accident, even if they get on there and say it was an accident, she was swimming, she hit her head, drowned, whatever. Well, then that's funny because Hunter said that when he got dropped off, she was alive and up. So what's the deal there? Was that all a lie? I don't know. I think they got into a fight and he snapped and accidentally killed her. You mean Gabby? I don't know. We got to do some more investigation on this. Why? Well, because there was, from what people are saying, Gabby and her boyfriend were in the same town that them two lesbian girls were killed, and it was staged like it might have been a rape or something. Now, what's the thing? I don't know. Gabby looked pretty stressful and in distress when the police pulled them over. She was crying before she even got out of the vehicle, hysterical. He wouldn't give her her phone back or her stuff. Why? Well, she wouldn't be able to call the police and let them know what happened. Maybe they were in that same town, in that same bar that them two lesbian girls were. Now, today's world, it's about sex with these younger people. Is it possible they hooked up with these two girls for some sex thing and it got out of hand or something? It could have. You don't take nothing off of the table in a crime or a murder case. Now, I don't know if it's true if them two girls were shot or how they were killed. They might not have been killed because we don't have the crime scene photos. They might not have been shot. They might have been strangled. They might have been whatever. There's one report saying that the girls' pants were taken off and their shirts were lifted up in bras like it was staged. I don't know. What are we dealing with? Satan. That's what we're dealing with, people. The devil. Big ring. Could it be? A lot of people are saying a shapeshifter, whatever. I wouldn't put it past anything right now. You see this Cheeto? You see this Cheeto? It's a UFO to some people. You see that? It's a UFO. I wouldn't put it past anything. For one, the boyfriend's guilty right off the bat. Why? Well, because he drove 1,500 miles to his parents' house, didn't call nobody, like a church mouse. They didn't even call the parents to let them know, hey, my son's back in town, but your daughter's missing. Right there. Being, how did he get the van if they were split up and the police separated them and sent them on their way? I'll tell you what, these people are nutsos. Cuckoo. Crazy for Cocoa Puffs, if you ask me. That's just my opinion. There's people asking if Don has ever been out to Louisville, Kentucky, or anywhere in Kentucky. Or up in Indiana or anywhere. And now they're starting to find out that, well, Don's wrote a movie supposedly, or he's just telling lies. Now, I did see the photo or the video of Don Wells taking a dump as he's on live feed. And then he points the camera over to Candace. Now, I don't know about you people, But Candace don't look right. And I'm telling you, I'm done with that case because Candace looked like the exorcist. You understand? Did you guys see The Exorcist with Linda Blair? Did you guys see that movie? Well, Candace sort of looked like that. You understand? We're dealing with something. She was sitting in a chair. Either she's baked out of her mind or stoned on heroin or crack or whatever. Or, boys, we're dealing with a demon that these people conjured up somehow, some way. I don't know. And that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Candace Wells didn't look. As soon as I seen that video, Don put the camera on her, and they stopped it and slow mode the video because I watched another video on it. I was like, that's it. Just break your Bibles out and get your holy water because something ain't right in that household. These people are dealing with something pretty dang evil, and Don Wells might be running it. I don't know. People, keep an eye on your children. And you better leave your minds open to anything in the world we live in today. The Lord said, when he comes back, it'll be in the time of the days of Noah. And well, back in them days, there was witches and demons and all kinds of stuff. What are we dealing with? I don't know. But I ain't taking anything off of the table. That whole family could be so evil, done such bad things to kids or whatever, or done bad things for drugs or a gang or whatever, that they're actually literally possessed by just evil. I don't know any other explanation because nobody in their right mind with children and grandchildren would do some of that stuff that they're saying that these people did. I just don't see. I couldn't, I can't see it. I can't see somebody with children and grandchildren going out and slaughtering two little young teenage girls like on the Delphi murder case, Abby and Libby. I can't see a man that has a woman at home and two, kids and grandkids and going out and slaughtering these two young girls. I just can't picture it in my head. But then again, look at all the crazy serial killers we've been dealing with. These people went out and slaughtered and killed all kinds of people. But yet at 6:00, they were at home at the family dinner like nothing ever happened. Jesus, I've seen it all. I'm telling you, I've seen it all, and I don't. I'm done with the Wells case because I think we're looking at Linda Blair right now in the chair. I was waiting for Candace to start throwing up green vomit and her head spinning around. She had marks on her arms. It looked like either a cigarette burn or something in her pants. She couldn't even, she was just, I was like, oh, that's it. I've seen this movie. It's called The Exorcist. I seen that movie. It was called The Exorcist. I was waiting for Candace to start vomiting green puke and her head spin around and go, "Eh, nah, nah." I mean, come on, people. Now we're looking for another missing young lady, Gabby. Unbelievable. You know what, people? I got 3 kids. I got 3 kids with 2 women. And even though they don't love me no more, whatever, we're not together or whatever, if something happened to them, I would be looking for them. If something happened to my kids, I would be looking for them, even if they hated me and didn't want nothing to do with me, I still would be looking for them. Why? Because I got kids with these women. It'd be a sin if I didn't look for them. If I didn't have no feelings with a woman, even though she might have did me wrong, even though she might have tried and killed me for all I know, I was raised differently. I still have feelings for these ladies, although I'm not in sexual contact with them or whatever. I got kids with them. So even though it was not in the eyes of the Lord, I wasn't married. You know, I wasn't married to these women. I just had kids with them. 2 of them, 2 women, and they had my kids. Even though I wasn't married to them, even though if they hated me, if someone called me and said, uh, "The mother of your kid is missing," you got to be effing kidding me. No, they're missing. I think I would try and find out, even though I don't live there where they live. I would try and find out what happened. First thing would be, is my kids okay? You know. Second thing would be, well, what happened? How'd she pass away? What happened? Was it natural? Was it something happened to her? What? You know, is she missing? Do you have any phone records? Anything? You know, video? Anything? The last thing where why? Well, because even though we're not together, I have kids with her. In the eyes of the Lord, if I would just walk away and say, "Who cares?" Who gives a crap? We didn't get along anyways. Well, then the Lord would say, "Hey, you know, that ain't good." And I'd have to say, "Well, you know what? You're right, Lord." You know, but like I said before, all the girls I dated or had kids with, well, they're all alive. Unfortunately, it's like that. All my exes live in Texas, and all they want is my money. But anyways, it ain't making sense. Okay, Gabby comes up missing the day before, you know, or whatever, the town they're in, 2 girls or ladies that are lesbians that were married come up missing at a campground where Gabby and these other people supposedly might have stayed. And then Gabby comes up missing. Now, my other scenario is maybe somebody was tracking her on her cell phone, maybe on her YouTube channel. And when they split them up, when they split Gabby up from her boyfriend, Brian, maybe whoever was tracking her abducted her, or God forbid, did anything bad to her. But here's the key thing: how did he end up with the van and the keys to the van when she had the van and the keys. That don't make sense. The only other thing I can think of is after they got split up, he must have called her or she must have called him. They must have made up. They came back together and he killed her and then took off with the van. That's the only thing I could think of. Or they must have did something. Maybe she had evidence of what he was doing. Where was she? Was Gabby and her boyfriend ever in Indiana? I'm going to ask you crime investigators out there and crime channels. Was Gabby and her boyfriend ever in Indiana in 2017 of February the 13th? Why am I asking that? Because out here in Indiana, involved in the Delphi case, there's witnesses that said there was a couple that were at the Delphi Bridge arguing before Abby and Libby was killed. Now, does it have anything to do with the case? I don't know. That was 4 years ago, 5 years ago. How old is Gabby? I have no idea. I don't think it would be them, but my mind's running. You don't take nothing off the table. And the Delphi case, there was a couple that was arguing on the bridge or down below the bridge. Supposedly. That's what a witness said. But here's the main thing. Brian, you are the main suspect now, buddy. And possibly your parents. If you told your parents what happened. If you drove all the way home, Brian, and know what happened to Gabby, and you told your parents, and your parents know about it, and they don't call the authorities or the family members to let them know what happens, your parents, Brian, have become involved in possibly a kidnapping or whatever. Maybe you sold her, maybe you killed her, but whatever was involved, you're involved in it, and your parents are involved in it now, Brian. So even though your parents didn't commit the crime, they know about it and they're withholding evidence. And they could be charged with conspiracy to cover up a murder or a kidnapping. Yeah, I guess she did have problems, but you're talking about a woman that had her own YouTube channel, was popular, and she showed nothing like this before on camera. It don't make sense. And then all of a sudden, she's having problems. You know, an argument with her boyfriend or scratches on her boyfriend, but not fresh. They don't look fresh. Brian said they just happened. That's why I swerved. She grabbed the steering wheel and she was fighting me back and she must have scratched me up or whatever, but yet there was no blood. Then the cop walked back to the cop car that Gabby was in and said, "Did you grab the steering wheel from him and jerk the steering wheel?" And she said, "No, I didn't grab the steering wheel. And I didn't do that stuff, you know." So that tells me something was up. Something ain't jiggy jiggy. Yeah, game Steve. There was two lesbian girls that were married. They were married to each other. That were in the same town, the same time that Gabby and her boyfriend were, and staying at the campground where everyone was staying. And they came up missing. Something ain't jiving here, ladies and gentlemen. But I would believe anything right now. Wait a minute, what's that? What is that? It's a UFO. No, it's a Cheeto. I'd believe anything right now. Yeah, it's possible. Art, that he dropped her off in the middle of nowhere and drove home. Okay, where's she at, Brian? Where's she at? If she's out in the middle of nowhere, she could die. So now we're going to get you on. Okay, maybe it was true. You dropped her off in the middle of nowhere. You knew she had mental problems. You dropped her off in the middle of nowhere. She's missing now. If they find her and she's dead, now she's dead. Now we're going to get you on covering up a crime still because you didn't call the police when you got home or when you dropped her off or whatever. You didn't call her family member saying, "Hey, I dropped your daughter off out here. She's having a nervous breakdown. Someone come get her." Nope, you took off, drove all the way home, went to your parents, talked to your parents. Your parents ain't saying nothing. You're not saying nothing. I don't know, Brian. It don't look good. It don't look good for you. No, you don't leave a woman you love alone. You beg her to come with. Honey, I know you're having a bad day. I know you got mental problems. I know it's tough. I know you got problems. But we're going home. Come on, we're gonna go home. We're gonna go home. You're having problems. Maybe we can get you some help. You know, I love you still or whatever. This trip is over with. We're going home. You call the parents. She had a nervous breakdown. We're coming home. You know, that's what you do when you're in love with a woman. You know, that's what you do. And even if you're not in love with her no more, just as a human being, as a regular human being, you bring them home to their parents. Here you go. It's over with. We're done. But I'm going to take you home to your parents. You don't leave them out in the middle of nowhere. And then you don't tell anybody where she's at. And I don't want to hear this. Oh, well, she was alive. I dropped her off in the middle of nowhere. She was alive. And yeah, well, guess what? She was last seen with you, Brian. So now you might not get charged with murder, but you're the cause of it. You caused it by leaving her there. She could be out there starving right now somewhere. Starving to death. No food, hot weather or whatever, desert, cold. It could be, these people they got to open up the law books and look. Well, there's no crime for leaving her dropped off in the middle of nowhere. No, you broke no crimes. But just like OJ, you walked on that. But guess what? We're going to sue you now, and you're the cause of her death. You left her out in the middle of nowhere. She starved to death. You didn't even call the parents to say, "Yeah, I left her dropped off here at the gas station." something happened to her, even if she got picked up and didn't starve to death and some cuckoo killed her. Well, now you're the cause of it, Brian, because you didn't call the family members right away and let them know that their daughter was having a nervous breakdown. Sorry, we're going to get you. We're going to get you. Some Chris Watts movie. Oh, Chris Watts movie. There's one sick puppy. There's one sick puppy. Chris Watts case. That's one sick puppy. I couldn't live. I couldn't live doing that. Here's the thing with Chris Watts, people. Chris Watts by himself, I believe, killed his wife and 2 kids before he put them in the truck. Do you understand that? He killed his family before he put them in the truck. As he was putting his family in the truck, deceased, one of the little girls came back to life. Oh my God, and the proof is in the video, because you see Chris standing there and he turns around and you see a shadow come running up to him. Small, tiny shadow. And then you see him bend over and pick something up. That was his daughter. She probably came to life. He probably didn't kill her all the way. You're talking about a horror movie. How could that dude live? He even, I think, in his confession said, I thought I killed them. I strangled them all. I thought they were all dead, but one of them came to life. Oh my God, I would have dropped to the ground right there. And I would have been praying to God, Jesus, forgive me. It would have been like a bad horror movie. You thought they were dead, but then all of a sudden your kid pops up. Hello, Daddy. Nah. Oh, no. There's a sick puppy. Then he puts him in an oil rig in a little 6-inch hole. I can't. That's one sick puppy. That's one sick dude. I can't. Did OJ's lawyer tell him to stop taking his medicine so his hands swell? I think there was a video on that. There was a video on that. Well, matter of fact, I watched that on CNN, the OJ case. They did, because he had arthritis and his knuckles would have swelled up. But here's the thing with the OJ case. The proof is in the pudding, baby. You got a blood trail leaving Nicole's house all the way to OJ's. Okay? You got OJ's finger that's got a giant slash on it. Probably from the knife. Okay? That the blood don't lie. And the cut on his knuckle don't lie. And in the court, they wanted him to try on the gloves. Well, here's the thing. Weeks went by before he tried on the gloves. They were leather gloves soaked in blood. What happens? When blood dries, it tightens up and coagulates. When you get leather wet, and they were leather gloves, when you get leather wet and you let them sit outside and dry, if they're wet, what happens to them? Well, they wrinkle up. They shrink a little bit. They wrinkle up. So even if OJ's fingers or knuckles were bad and he had arthritis, the simple fact that the gloves sat soaked in blood and then dried, they would have shrunk. Why do you think people put leather treatment on their leather all the time? Why? Well, because if the leather gets wet on motorcycles, on cars, car seats, even upholstery in your own house. They protect it with something because when leather gets wet, it'll shrink some. It'll shrink up. It'll wrinkle up and shrink up. And that's why they protect it with oils and stuff to keep it from shrinking. And I knew the gloves wouldn't fit because they were soaking wet with blood and they dried. They shriveled up. They shrunk up. So of course they weren't going to fit. Plus, then he had gloves that he had to put on before he put his hands in the glove. So, yeah, you know, here's the bottom line with the OJ case. The blood don't lie. If OJ didn't do the killings, why is OJ's blood at the crime scene? Why is no Nicole's and Ron's blood in the Bronco? Why is Nicole's and Ron's blood in OJ Simpson's master bedrooms, bathrooms, sink pipes? Why is there blood on OJ's socks? Because OJ was there. And the cut, the massive cut on OJ's knuckle is the blood at the crime scene. What do I do for a living? I don't do nothing anymore. Nothing. Well, I cut grass and rake leaves once in a while. The blood don't lie on the O.J. Simpson case. Here's a simple reason why it wasn't a setup. Because the police were on that crime scene within hours of it happening at the O.J. scene. That means O.J. Simpson would have had to get on the plane, go to Chicago. Someone would have had to follow OJ to the crime or to Chicago, cut OJ's finger, get blood from OJ, then go back to Los Angeles, drop the blood from the crime scene all the way to OJ's house inside the Bronco and everything. It's in people, come on. O.J. Simpson was at the crime scene. O.J. Simpson's blood was at the crime scene. The blood don't lie. It was it was Faye Resnick's evil drug dealer, Johnny. Okay, if it was, then Bendejo. How did O.J. Simpson's blood end up at Nicole Simpson's house, leading all the way to his house? How did O.J. get that cut on his finger? It would be impossible to fly to Chicago, cut O.J.'s finger, fly back, plant all this blood before the police showed up. It was within hours, an hour after the crime happened. Do you understand? The police were at Nicole's house that fast. One of the neighbors found Nicole's dog, and the dog led him back to the crime scene. So they were found real fast, and it's impossible to get to Chicago and back to LA within an hour and a half or 2 hours. So OJ was at the crime scene. OJ's blood was there. Why was OJ's blood there? Because he cut himself while he was there. It was pitch dark. He probably cut himself and went back home. I'm sorry, the blood don't lie. When you got a blood trail all the way from the crime scene, all the way to your house, they pick you up, and you got a giant gash on your knuckle, ripped his knuckle wide open. Well, that was a sharp knife. It was a clean cut. That's evidence. That's saying you did it. Should be a juror. Nah, I got a disability. I can't be a juror. They wanted me to be a juror, but I said I'm dumber than a box of rocks, and they said, "Oh, how about forensic evidence?" I don't know. There's only so much stuff I can look at. Here's the thing with Summer Wells' case. If it was an accident, if they would have called the police and said my daughter had an accident, it would have been an accident. We would have been feeling sorry for them, but that wasn't the case. If it was, they gave Summer Wells up to a good family that could take care of her, maybe even sold her. You know what? They wouldn't have done no jail time. If you do it the right way, it's perfectly legal, but they didn't. Now they got everybody looking for Summer Wells, and even if we find her alive, well, Don Wells will probably be charged with concocting some kind of a murder case, false police reports. These people are dumb. They need to put the crack pipe down, or the meth pipe, or whatever they're doing, or quit worshiping Satan. Candace Wells looks like she's possessed by Satan, a demon, a witch, or something. I don't know. I'm just saying, I'll believe anything today. With a murder case and missing children and sex rings and children, pedophiles, I'll believe anything. I'll believe anything in it. What's that? My God, it looks like a UFO. It's a UFO. It's a Cheeto, idiots. But I would believe it's a UFO. I'd believe anything today. I've seen it all, Lord. These people are. You heard of America's most dumbest criminals? These people are America's most idiotic people that they could have solved this whole thing, Lord. If it was something they did, they could have said, "Hey, we gave Summer to a good family. She's safe." The police would investigate it, find her, and say she's safe. They gave up the family. They sold her to another family or whatever. She's safe. That's not the case. We're not looking for somebody missing because there's been so much heat put on it so fast. This ain't a girl that's been missing for a year, 2 years. It's only been 90 days. With all the heat, they would have dumped the girl off. They would have dumped her off and said, "We don't need the heat." They might have killed her because they didn't want to take the heat because there was so much heat put on the case through social media and YouTube or whatever. Plus they were talking, Don Wells brought up the Mexican mafia. There would have been too much heat. Whoa, we don't want nothing to do with this little girl. We'll dump her off or get rid of her, whatever, whoever had her. They might have killed her. I don't know. But you know what? Here's the thing. I'm going to tell you people right now, I looked at all the photos, and the photo of Summer Wells in that vehicle, whether it be Candace's vehicle or whether it be Don's truck, whatever it is, that photo of her leaning up against the milk jugs, to me, looks like a deceased body. FBI busy with Jan 6 stuff. But the juice was famous, Johnny. How could he be guilty? I know I loved OJ. Dude, I loved all of his movies. I loved him in football. I played football in high school. When I was a kid, after school, we'd get together and play football on the weekends. And what were we doing? Well, we were pretending we were Walter Payton, Tony Dorsett, O.J. Simpson. We love these people. No, O.J. couldn't do it. Impossible. Excuse me. That's what I said too. No way. Until I watched the case myself as it unfolded, real life time. I remember that case, and they broadcasted it over the TV. I remember that case. And as soon as the investigators got on there and said, yeah, we got his blood at the crime scene in the Bronco and leading all the way to his house, up into his bedroom and on his socks and in the sink. Case over with. Case over. That's it. Case over with. Done. There's no getting out of it. The blood's there. There's a trail from Nicole's house all the way to OJ's house. The case is over with. He might have had help. He might have had help doing it. But here's the bottom line. He's got a giant gash on his knuckle, ripped him wide open, clean cut, deep. He should have had stitches. And you got a blood trail leading all the way to OJ. Case over with. If OJ didn't do the killings, okay, I don't know how his blood got there. I don't know how he got that giant clean-cut gash across his knuckle. I have no idea. Who knows? The fairy godmother came and sprinkled all of his blood and cut his knuckle with a clean cut across that knuckle. A clean cut. Very sharp knife, very sharp object, clean cut. No jagged, nothing in it, clean cut. I'm not that old, Stephen Scott. I'm 52. I don't know. I feel like I'm 30. Hey, the women tell us, hey, I'm 19. That's funny. Your driver's license says 45. I'm 19. All right, sweetie, you're 19. All right. If it makes you feel better, honey, you're 19. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm really 52. I'm going to be 53, and I quit counting. I'm 30. I don't know. Gabby, if you're out there, try and get to help. Maybe she did have a nervous breakdown and he dropped her off somewhere. For him not to talk and say, yes, she had a nervous breakdown, we got in a fight, I dropped her off at this place so we can go find her, or I dropped her off in the middle of the woods or whatever, or on the side of the road. If we can go find her, then okay. If she's alive, okay. If not, and someone picked her up and killed her, well, Brian, you're still You're still liable for that. Even though you didn't commit the crime, you caused it. You let her be there by herself, and she had mental problems. Supposedly now everyone's saying, but yet I've been watching her YouTube videos, and she don't seem like a girl that had a lot of problems. I don't know. You know what, Brian? You might have been her problem. You might have been. Who knows? I don't know. But there you go. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm done. I was up until 5 o'clock in the morning watching all kinds of this crap. Here's the bottom line with Gabby. They split him up. How did he end up with the van? If they split up, how did he end up with the keys? And how did he end up with the van if the cops split him up? Well, the only other scenario is they called each other after a couple hours of cooling off. Well, baby, I'm sorry, whatever. They got back together and he killed her and then took off. Or she could have been wrapped up into something and this guy could have been controlling her somehow. She was crying, hysterical. Could they have given her some of them new drugs that so-called are hypnosis drugs? Satan, the devil, they could have killed somebody. They could be serial killers. Driving all over the place and killed some people, and she might have knew about it. Hysterical, going, Jesus Christ, what did I do? She might have been in a drug stupor. Whatever, I don't know. I wasn't there. All I can say is no matter what, he made himself look guilty. Gabby's boyfriend made himself look guilty by driving 1,500 miles or whatever it was back to his parents' house and didn't call nobody. Didn't call nobody, silent like a church mouse. And if he told his parents, listen, something bad happened, Gabby's missing, I don't know what happened, she attacked me or whatever, I might have killed her or I dropped her off somewhere, and the parents know about it. And then didn't call the police and say, my son made a screwed up, or called the parents and said, my son dropped off your daughter here and she wasn't in the right frame of mind or whatever. But they didn't. They didn't call nobody. Therefore, if something happened to Gabby, and even though Brian didn't have anything to do with it and dropped them off, or the parents did, well, now they can be charged with conspiracy to cover up a crime. Oh, man. I should have been a lawyer. People are like, you would have been a lawyer. Yeah, but I got a steel plate in my head. So I probably would have been picking up on the police scanners or the walkie-talkies in there. Yeah, I probably would have broke out into song in the middle of a courtroom. Yeah. What's wrong with him? I don't know. He sounds like an FM station, radio station. Oh, Gabby's body was found. Can I send you pictures of alleged Gabby body found? Stephen Scott. Is this on Facebook? Or is this on YouTube, a video? Are you still out there, Stephen Scott? Can I send you pictures of alleged Gabby's body found? Well, I know they found two girls' bodies out there, but they were lesbians that were married and at a bar the same night in the same town that Gabby and Brian were in, and at the same campground they stayed at, supposedly. I tried sending link in chat, but the chat filter deletes messages. I'm not too bright when it comes to this YouTube stuff, uh, Mr. Scott. So, uh, is it on YouTube? Just let me know if it's on YouTube, or can I Google it? Dead body of Gabby. Is it on YouTube? Can I look for myself? Send it with spaces so it won't become a link. I don't know. I don't know how to do. What I need is I need a good woman that knows how to run a computer, and then I'll be able to do this stuff that these people are talking about. I don't know how to post a link in my own chat. But if you ask me to play you a song on the guitar, it's another tequila sunrise. This whole world is just always just another beat. When it comes down to dealing, never ends. Now when the sun goes down, just another lonely road. Ask me how to post a link in my YouTube. I can't tell you. Why didn't Brian fly home the second time? Why take her then? I don't know. Why did they get back together if Gabby was having problems and the police separated them? They told, I watched the video, Gabby, we want you to get in the van and we want you to leave and split up for the night. And we're going to take your boyfriend and we'll get him a hotel room. And we don't want you guys together tonight. Maybe tomorrow or in a couple days, you guys can get back together and go on your way. Good point, Phantom of many topics. Why didn't Brian just say, screw it, I'm done with this woman if she's got problems, and fly home? Call his parents and say, I'm coming home, I'm taking a flight, and get on a plane and go home. No, they split up, but yet he ended up with the van. She's missing. She had the van and the keys. No one can find her. He drives 1,500 miles back to his parents' house. Don't call no police. Don't call nobody. Don't even call her parents to say, I can't find Gabby. Something happened. Nothing. That is guilt in itself. If I was a juror, if I was sitting on a juror right now, I'd say, that ain't good. That's just not good. As soon as she couldn't, if he said, well, I dropped her off, okay, well, why didn't you call the parents and say, hey, I dropped your daughter off. She's having a nervous breakdown. Is Gabby missing? Or did he drop her off at a psychiatric place and she's getting help somewhere? And she's going to be there for a while. And he drove the van back home. I don't know. Is it possible? It is possible. That is possible. If she was having mental problems and needed help right away, he could have dropped her off at a hospital to get help. They might have evaluated her or looked at her and said, you're going to have to stay in the hospital for a while and we're going to have to put you on this medication. That's possible. But the police would have investigated that and said, she's in a nut hut. She had a nervous breakdown and she's okay. But that never happened. links sent to your email you use for YouTube. Yes, I have an email that I use for my YouTube. I think it's people can send stuff to it. If it's the two girls that were found dead, uh, them are the two lesbian girls that were supposedly in the same campground or in the same town at the same time or the same bar or something like that as Gabby and her boyfriend were. And they were talking about some creepo guy walking around checking them out. Now, is it possible the creepo guy was Brian? Could it be this dude's a cuckoo, Cocoa for Cocoa Puffs? And he's the one with the problem and is actually Satan reincarnated. You know what's really scary is I look at it as this. What's Summer's full name? They keep asking Don Wells, what's her full name? Her full name is Summer Moon Utah Wells. Utah. Where is Gabby missing? In Utah. With some idiot, I guess, hanging out with some guy. Did they know each other through social media or whatever? Is it possible? Yes. It could be a giant ring selling people. She could have been sold maybe a sex thing or something. Who knows? I do know something. In the video of her with the police, she was hysterical from as soon as she got out of the car until she was still in the police car. I don't know. There's reports that she messaged her family somehow after she got her phone back saying he wouldn't give her her stuff. There might have been evidence on the stuff. There might have been evidence on her phone or her computer or whatever. I wouldn't put it past anything these days. I really wouldn't. So, what are we dealing with in America? Well, we're dealing with a bunch of idiots. That's what we're dealing with. A bunch of idiots. Stephen Scott, thanks for sending me them photos. I'll check it out. Uh, where'd you get these photos? Are these photos something I can Google? Are they crime scene photos? Let me know. Am I looking at a crime scene photo? Was there traits, hints of things? It could have been. Here's the thing with these people today. This younger generation, they get off on these orgies with 3, 4 women or sex things or whatever. These people, they got problems. They got problems. They got real problems. Holy sheets. I was sure he was sitting on a desk with a monitor in front of him. not a couch opposite a TV. Yeah, I'm sitting on my couch. My TV's right there. Big 73 inch, which I did not buy new. Everybody thinks I got tons of money because all I did was flash $1 million bill on Facebook, and everybody went, he's kind of. That's a used TV I bought at a garage sale for $300. 73-inch DLP. Brought it home. It worked great. I only had to spend, well, $380. It cost me $80 for a new color wheel. The thing runs beautiful. So, yeah, I don't know. No, it's not a crime scene, but more a possible hint. Google Gabby found on rock, then it might pop up. All right, Stephanie. I'll check my emails, and plus I'll Google Gabby. I don't know. Was Gabby smoking rock, crack, or whatever? I'm telling you, people, put away the crack. It'll kill you. It'll kill you, people. Just joking around. I gotta put some humor in this, guys. Let me tell you why. Because if I don't make fun of this, I'm gonna flip out from anger. I mean, come on. There's no coincidence that all these kids are coming up dead or kidnapped or sold. It's not a coincidence. Oh, it's just a coincidence. No, it ain't a coincidence. It's not a coincidence. It's something is going on. Let me see what happens when I go to Google. I got cornbread cooking in the morning. Gabby found rocks. Photos. Gabby found on rocks photos. That's what you said to do, Stefan, right? Spotted on rock photo of Gabby. All right, let's see here. Let's see what we got here. One problem with that, Stefan. The lady that was laying on the rock, wrong hair color. Gabby's got blonde hair. That's not Gabby. Why? Well, because Gabby's hair is not that long, I don't think. Someone said there was a photo of her posted with real short hair. I don't know. Could be. Maybe it is Gabby.
Welcome, cartel members, and on Facebook.
Cartel. What the heck is going on here? I don't want nothing to do with no cartel.
Friends, Twitter followers, random. You
See this right here? There's one problem with this. When it gets real close, you can see her hair, and the hair color is brown.
two viewer, thanks for joining me. My name is Julio. I am the Theorizing Theorist, and we're going to continue this search for Gabby Petito. Now, it seems she was spotted on Imgur. Now, I can't figure out how to use Imgur all that well, so I don't know who posted this picture or when. But it does look like the exact same clothing. Now, I understand and the pants look a little darker in the Appalachian photo because the shadowing, I do believe. You know, she's in bright light. The sun is beaming all over her. And in the picture where she's laying down, so the pants look a little bit lighter, but the sweater is the same, and the pants, in my opinion, are the same. So let's read what the GLPers are saying. Okay, what is the context of those photos? Why do the people posing in them not seem to take notice of an alleged dead body laying out in an open?
Exactly. There's people in front of the rock taking a photo, and no one says, "Hey, that girl ain't moving or anything. You know, she looks kind of dead, maybe." Nope, nobody does nothing. Hey, everybody, huddle around. We're gonna take a photo. You know, with a dead person in the background. It just ain't.
In the open.
The last time Gabby was seen was in the police video. From what I was told, Gabby wasn't wearing them pants or them. She had shorts on. She had shorts on the last time she was seen with the police video of her in the back of the car. She had shorts on. So I don't think it is. I don't know.
On a rock.
On a rock. Okay, I'm looking.
Calling bullshit. Now, I'm not. I don't think anyone said she was dead. She could have just been sleeping on the rock. People, you know, if they see somebody there, they're not going to be inclined to bug them. You know.
Okay, here's the body on the rock. Well, look. Let's see. Last time I seen Gabby, she had blonde hair. The hair with this lady ain't blonde. It's brown. And it looks like it's up in some kind of a bun or something here. And I do have to say, whoever this lady is, she does have a nice bum. That's a butt. But the hair is the wrong color. Abby's got blonde hair. That's brownish hair. So, nah, that ain't her. No. No. I don't think that's her. Was that the video you were talking about, Stephen Scott? The picture in the video isn't clear. The original photo, you can see her hair. The hoodie covers her face. Well, that's funny then. Okay, that's a simple case to solve. Find the people that were in that photo standing with a rock. Hey guys, come here. Is this yous? Yeah, that's us. Yeah, who's that behind you? I don't know, some lady. We thought she was dead. And no one called the police. Said, there's a dead lady here. No, we all gathered around and took a photo. We figured, what the heck? You know, it ain't adding up. You know. I hope that wasn't a dude. I hope that wasn't a dude. Because I just said whoever's photo that was had a nice butt. But then again, I don't know what kind of world we live in. See, the Lord said, I'm bringing you back. He didn't say anything about what world he was dropping me off on. Where I'm from, men don't have butts like that. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you guys, but no, I ain't gay. I don't do the gay thing. Sorry. Let me look, though. Let me check out some other stuff. Let me just check and see. I don't know. This looks like an alien. Now, you see this? Let me blow this photo up for you. Now, you see this right here? That could be a gray. We might again. I don't know what the deal is. That was like an alien head. A hoodie with two eyeballs sticking out of it. We got a gray problem. Get a hold of the men in black. No, this is a woman. Nice bung. There ain't too many men that have that. Bam! Right there. Nice bum. And then you can see how it comes back down. Here's her arm come up this way, going up. And you can see her head here. and her hair laying there, and it's brown hair. It ain't blonde. And yeah, to me, alien, all the way. It could have been alien. That's what I'm thinking. Alien abduction, and that does explain it because they've been posing a lot of alien women as human girls, human women. But here's the tall tale of it all: it's alien. And how I can tell is look at the feet. Look at down here, the feet. Come on, that's alien right there. I can tell. You ain't gonna pull a fast one on me. All right, let me look and see if there's any more stuff on this photo. Okay, Gabrielle Pietto spotted on rock. Photo of Gabby. I looked at it. Look at all these people in front of them. Anyone notice a dead body? No, didn't see nothing. All right. All right, here's a Utah police released body camera image of Gabby. Okay. She was in shorts. So, no, that couldn't have been Gabby dead because the last photo of Gabby was with the police when they released her and told her, you take the van and away, and we'll take your boyfriend to a hotel. And maybe in a couple of days, you guys can patch. Are you seeing that? Here's this girl. She's been crying the whole.
This urgent search for a missing Florida woman, Gabby Petito, disappearing on a cross-country trip with her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie. Tonight, that newly body cam video showing the couple in Utah in the days before she vanished after an incident between them prompted a call to 911. The boyfriend is a person of interest in the case. He's not spoken with authorities, but tonight his sister breaking her silence to ABC News. Here's Victor Kendo.
She's the Florida woman who's been missing for 23 days, and these are the newly released images caught on body camera video showing Gabby Petito just days before she would go missing. Officers responding to a 911 call for an argument between Petito and her boyfriend Brian Laundrie near Arches National Park in Utah. Petito seemingly distraught.
What's going on? How come you're crying?
I was been fighting this morning. Some personal issues.
According to the police report, at one point Petito went to slap her boyfriend. He pushed her away, catching Petito off balance. She then scratched him in the face.
Sometimes I have OCD and sometimes I just get really frustrated.
No charges were filed.
Them look like nail marks. Them look like somebody dug their nails in the side of his face. Them look like nail marks. Like somebody clawed him in the side of the face. If that would have just happened. If that would have just happened like they were claiming when the police pulled him over. She was fighting with him in the car. That's why he swerved. That's why everything. And he told the police, well, she yanked the steering wheel out of my hand. And then the police asked her, did you do that? And she said, no, I didn't. That looks like somebody clawed the side of his face, stuck their nails in the side of his face. Fingernails. And if it would have just happened, you could see them. They were fresh. They would have been, well, they weren't fresh because they would have been bleeding, but they weren't bleeding. He's got no blood on his shirt. And then the cop asked him, some marks on your face. Oh, well, she hit me the other day or whatever he said, or she was clawing at me.
Police helping Laundrie find a hotel for the night while Petito stayed with the van. She was last seen nearly 2 weeks later on August 24th, checking out of a hotel with Laundrie in Salt Lake City, Utah.
They were in the same place with them two girls.
Her mother says the next day was the last time she spoke with Gabby, who told her they were in Grand Teton, Wyoming, on their way to Yellowstone. Authorities have named Brian Laundrie as a person of interest in Petito's disappearance, and the FBI is also investigating.
2 people went on a trip, 1 person returned, and that person that returned isn't providing us any information.
Laundrie's attorney saying Mr. Laundrie will continue to remain silent.
All right, now if them were fresh scratches, you could see them. I mean, if they were just recently done before the police pulled him over, they would still be bleeding. You can see him on the side of his face. It's like somebody stuck their fingernails in his face. It don't look like a slap. You don't get a slap in the face, and then you got looks like fingernail marks. If you ask my opinion, I don't know what they're doing. Who knows? I don't know. Who knows? Only God knows. Yep, that's right there. Of course, hell on earth, Florida is involved. No, good God. The police video is weeks before her last scene. No, the police video is the last photo of her being seen alive. That's what I was told. 2 weeks later, she came up missing. You know, I don't know. Was it 2 weeks? How long? How do we know this? Well, she was seen coming out of a hotel room, supposedly. Out of a hotel. She was seen coming out of a hotel 2 weeks later. And then she disappeared. This ain't adding up. This ain't adding up. And then he returns without her all the way home. You know, it ain't adding up. Something ain't adding up in this. It just ain't adding up. That's the last video of her, but she FaceTimed her or with her mom days after the police incident. Oh, I don't know that. She could have. But as far as the American people are concerned, the last photo of her being alive was that video. She was alive when she left. When the police left and she left, she was alive. That's the last time anyone's seen her. 2 weeks later, supposedly there's people saying, well, she was seen coming out of a hotel room, supposedly, or a hotel. Well, where's the proof of that, boys? Show us the video of her coming out of that hotel. If there's video of Gabby, and not someone that looks like Gabby, actually Gabby coming out of that hotel room, then it was Gabby. Bendejo, you said either way, he did the right thing. Never talk to the police. No, you're wrong about that, Bendejo. You're wrong about that. Let me fill you in on a little thing in America, Bendejo. When the police and the FBI come to you and they say, we think you're involved in a murder, you want to talk? You bet your butt I do. Why? Because I'm innocent and I got nothing to hide. So I would have talked to the police right away. As soon as they came knocking at the door, come on in. What kind of coffee you guys want? You guys want a donut or whatever? Sit down, get your pads out. I'll talk to you right now. A lot of people are saying, well, why would you say that? Because I'm innocent. I didn't kill nobody. And I got nothing to hide. So I'll tell you my story right now, exactly what happened. You know, that's what I would have did. It's only a guilty man that's going to lawyer up, and he's going to lawyer up before the police even investigate him. That's a guilty man. A guilty man will lawyer up right away. I'm not saying nothing. I'm getting my lawyer. You know, oh, okay. Sure, go ahead. You know, we're just letting you know we're definitely going to be investigating you people now, or you know. An innocent man's going to sit there and call the police. Hey, I'm something's wrong. I can't find my girlfriend. She disappeared, or an accident happened. Something happened. She flipped out. I took her to a mental hospital, or something. You don't just drive 1,500 miles with a van that she was last seen with. How did they meet up when the police split them up and said they needed to go ahead and be apart for a couple days? I want to see the footage of Gabby coming out of that hotel that's so called. People called in and said, well, she was seen in a hotel. Let's see the footage. Every hotel has a security camera in the lobby. I want to see the footage that Gabby was checked into that hotel and Gabby checked out of that hotel. She might have been dead. And it might have been somebody that looked like Gabby with Gabby's information and Gabby's credit cards or whatever, and Gabby lookalike or whatever. Show me the proof. I want the security footage of the hotel that she supposedly was at and checked out 2 weeks later. Let's see the footage. Hey, if it's Gabby, I'll look at that footage and I'll say, that's Gabby. Here's the proof. Here's her signing in. What's the signature on one of her credit cards or whatever? We'll check it out. Make sure it's her. Why do I take nothing off a crime case? Because they could have killed Gabby the next day. The police could have sent them off on their way. This whole thing made up that she FaceTimed her parents 2 weeks later or whatever, and she was alive or whatever. Okay, fine. Show me the proof. And I'll say, okay. If Gabby checked out of the hotel and it's Gabby on the footage and the signatures and everything add up, then it's Gabby. If her mother said she Facebooked me on this day, I seen her alive, her face. Okay, well then from the time she Facebooked her mother or FaceTimed her mother, somewhere between that time and her boyfriend getting home to his parents' house, she came up missing or dead. Somewhere between that time, something happened somewhere in there. And here's what I think. I think they might have been involved in something. I think they might have been involved in something. It might not even have been Gabby. Gabby might have found out that she was on the road with a nutso. It could have been Gabby knew about it, but didn't want to say anything to the police. That's why she was so hysterical. That's why her boyfriend, supposedly her parents or someone, said that her phone was taken from her boyfriend and he wouldn't give her stuff back. Maybe she had evidence on the phone. What happened? Maybe she got on the road. It's like a Doors song, Killer on the Road or whatever it is. Rider on the Storm. There's a killer on the road. Or his brain is squirming like a toad. Maybe Gabby got out into the real world with this guy alone and found out the dude's a nutso. Or maybe Abby had some problems. Maybe they did. Maybe something happened. I don't know. Here's the bottom line. He drove all the way home with Gabby's van, Gabby's keys, and didn't call the police or the parents to let them know that he was home, but without the daughter, and said, hey, something happened. I can't find your daughter or whatever. That was never done. So something's fishy about it. It don't add up. And when it don't add up, well, something's up. All right, guys, oh boy, it's 158 or 145. I'm done. I'm done with the cases tonight, boys. Oh, same thing with the Summer Wells case. Don dropping hits. Well, it was an accident. People are saying it might have been an accident. Oh, okay, it was an accident. Here's the bottom line, though. It was an accident. Well, you would have called the police, or you would have took your daughter to the hospital. Did you do that? I don't think so, because then the police would have came out and said, no, Summer is fine. She's at the hospital. She had an accident. Everything's fine. That didn't happen. So if the police had custody of Summer Wells or a safe house, they would have came out and said, we have Summer Wells and she is perfectly safe. That didn't happen. You want me to go on and on of things that just didn't happen, which makes sense in why someone would create massive stories to cover up a crime. I know what you boys are saying. I know what the movie guys are saying. I think we found our next Beretta. Don't go to bed with no price on your head. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do the crime if you can't do the time. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I can't. I got bigger things to do than be the next Beretta. Although I would. Dingo's got her. No. Ark said the dingoes got her, Johnny. The dingoes. There's only one problem with that, Ark. We ain't got dingoes out here. Them are in Australia. The dingo got her. Bye. I don't know. The dingo got her. It could be the chupacabra. It could have been the chupacabra. I would believe it's the chupacabra or whatever they call them, the chupacabra. I know one thing. I can guarantee you guys this much. It was not Bigfoot. I know that. I know that much. It was not Bigfoot. I could do a crime thing like Don Wells was going to do it. If I did it, my confession, everybody's talking about Don's going to do a thing, Netflix. He's going to confess to something. Yeah, I'll do the same thing. Ladies and gentlemen, I am going to confess that it was not Bigfoot. We know this much. I'm confessing to it. It definitely was not Bigfoot. I can get it. Could have been the Greys. Could have been the Greys. Could have been a lot of things, but I'm confessing that it is not Bigfoot that did these crimes. Ark, don't even bring that name up. Don't even bring that name up on this channel. They'll shut it down right away. The Stephen Scott said that. He said, Ark, you have a good day. Be safe at work. You gotta get ready for work and everything. You're probably putting the uniform on as we talk right now, suiting up as we speak right now. Be safe out there. Stephen Scott says he has seen Greys in person, so it is possible. It could have been alien form or a shapeshifter, which, believe me, there's people losing their minds out here. I've been doing people watch my videos that live around here. And it talk of the town, I could have swore I've seen it was a UFO. It landed over there. There was, people coming up to me. Did you see the helicopter, military helicopters and jets? Yeah, I don't know what it was. Could have been Deep Sector 7, Division 8 Greys. Grays, what are them? Aliens. Are you kidding me? No. Grays. And these people are, it makes sense. I seen an alien the other night over it. No, that was me and my drone. Impossible. It was an alien. Sure it was. Probably was an alien. Do I think aliens might be real? It's possible. People, if you haven't looked up into our solar system, all them little dots that are all lit up, well, them are all planets. I imagine somewhere in that big giant, and you're just seeing one shot. Do you understand, people? You are only seeing one shot, a straight shot photo of space. And look at all the universes within that straight shot of a Hubble photo. Okay? That only covers so far of a distance. Do a 360 circumference photo of outer space, and you will see billions and billions of planets and stars and galaxies. Is it possible that there's alien life out there? Yes. If it was aliens, they would have came here and said, we're not here to hurt you. Not unless they wanted to suck our brains out, which is possible. Some people have said, what happened to you, kid? An alien suck your brains out? Could have been. Yes, we are. We're just a speck in the dirt. Could it be aliens? Yes, it could be aliens. It could be anything. It could be Satan. It could be anything. Here's the main thing. We got a problem on Earth. Our children are missing. Our beautiful women are being taken from us. Now a straight single guy like me. We're looking for beautiful women, but somebody is taking these women and doing something with them. I don't know. Could it be a Charles Manson cult? I wouldn't put it past it. There's still some of them Manson dudes running around that are alive still, and their family members are alive, and their children are alive. And Manson was in prison just about his whole life. Charlie Manson made connections in the prison systems. Could he have been running a Manson prison within the prison? Anything's possible. No, I am not vaccinated, Stephen Scott, although they did say I had COVID, I don't know, years ago when it first came out. But they said back then it was just the flu. It's just the flu. That's what they told me. So a lot of people been saying, well, if you already had COVID, you don't need to get a shot because your body's already made immune systems to it. So you're already vaccinated by your own body. But you know what? I'm thinking about getting vaccinated because they came out with the one shot now, where you don't need all these shots. You just go in and get one shot and you're done with it. And I'm thinking about going to get it. Why? Well, when I was a kid and had to go to school, I had to get vaccinated. For what? Polio, measles, all that. And I'm still alive, so it must have done some good. Although late at night, I find myself attracted to, well, the pigeon that lives on my gutter. No, I'm joking. I was vaccinated in school, so I'm thinking about getting vaccinated. There's people that have gotten vaccinated and they're still alive. So, you know, the Elizabeth Smart case, that was the girl that was kidnapped and held by some cuckoo, that much like Manson. Is that the case you're talking about, Stefan? Yeah, I watched that. Very beautiful young lady, kidnapped, held for many, many years, as this cuckoo walked around with a kidnapped girl. And no one put two and two together for many years. Thank God she's alive. She had to do things she didn't want to do to survive. She had to have sex and all that with the guy or whatever. Uh, thank God she's alive. You know, thank God she's alive. Another Bible cuckoo freak. I told you people, you better watch out. These people, you know, I seen someone yesterday talking to a bush out there. No joke. I was looking out there going, there's somebody standing there, right? Nope, it was a bush. And they were just having a conversation with it. All right, I guess so. Stephen Scott, you don't have to ask me to watch. Anybody that kidnaps a child and holds them for years and years and makes it seem like it's their kid ain't right in the head. They just ain't right in the head. I don't know. I don't know. But society that we live in today, well, I don't know. They're nutsos. All right, boys and girls, or ladies and gentlemen, or whatever. It's getting late. Anything else I need to know about this case, other than it ain't adding up? The Gabby Petito case is not adding up. Ain't making sense. I want to see footage of Gabby checking out of the hotel room. And I want to see the FaceTime video of her talking to her mother. Simple as that. Prove it to me. Prove it. I'm a she-male. You're what? You're what? I am a she-male. Oh, you're from Australia. You're a Sheila woman? Is that what you're talking about, Stephen? Stephen Scott? You're from Australia. Out in Australia, they call them Sheilas. You're a woman, right? Is that what they call them out in Australia? I don't know. I got a lot of Australians that are usually on my channel, Chippewa Dawson, and a couple other guys that are guitar players and everything. And I think, is that what you said, a Sheila? A she-male or a Sheila? I think you're misunderstood or got wrong info brain. The guy went to a hotel, Gabby stuck with the van. No, Gabby took the van. The police in the video told Gabby, we want you to take the van and you leave. We're going to take your boyfriend to a hotel and get him a hotel or something. And they supposedly split up and went their separate ways. It was either that or the police said they would have to arrest him. So that's what I was told. If they didn't split up because the police wanted to make sure that nobody, that they didn't get in any more trouble or get things didn't get out of hand. So the police split them up. Gabby had to take the van, and they said, Gabby, you take the van and you go, because she was a woman and it was her van. You go and we'll get your boyfriend a hotel room. And that's what I was told. I think I misunderstood. I misunderstood about what, Stephen Scott? That you're a she-male? Oh, you're a man and a woman. Is that what you're saying, Stephen Scott? You're a man and a woman or something like that, or whatever that new thing is. Hey, no offense to you. No offense to you, but I don't know if I'm reading that right or not. You're either, it says she, I don't have my glasses on. I'm a she-man. You're a woman, right? Stephen, are you a woman? Yes, you're right. But Gabby didn't stay in the hotel. She stayed in the van where she normally slept. I know, I thought it was wasn't it a vanning YouTube channel where her van was set up where she could sleep in it, cook in it, and all that. Where she normally slept. If they didn't use a tent, they had a bed in the back of the van. Yeah, that's what I thought it was a YouTube van. I watch all kinds of the YouTube vanning channels all the time. I'm a big fan of Hannah Lee Dugan and White Witch or whatever her name is, vanning lady, and numerous of them. There's another vanning girl named Hannah something, and she does it. And I'm a big fan of it and everything, and that's what I thought it was a YouTube. When I seen it, I was like, I think I've seen her on YouTube before, but yeah, they could be making up a story. Somebody could have called in a fake report. Well, she checked out of a hotel at this date. Well, then where's the footage? Put the footage on YouTube. Show us the proof. If Gabby was at a hotel a day before she was missing or whatever, or a couple days, then there would be proof of it. There would be proof of the camera in the lobby of everybody that comes in and goes out of that place. Plus, there would have been paperwork. Stefan, can you put down there? Did I read that wrong? Did you say you're a she-male? So you're a male, but you're a woman, or you're a woman with male parts, or you're a she-male, meaning you're just a woman. You're a regular woman. Can you put in yes or no? Because I don't want to be talking to you like you're a man, but you're really a woman. And then you get offended at things I say, and I don't want to offend anybody. I don't know. God help me with this craziness. I'm telling you, he dropped me off. This whole thing is a joke, right, Lord? This whole thing has got to be a joke, Lord. It's got to be. It's got to be. I've been in the grave. I came out of the grave, and you were like, hey, I'm going to play a joke on Johnny. Let's drop him off on this place that ain't Earth, but it's more crazier than Earth. Male with woman boobs. Oh. Wear girl clothes and okay. All right. Okay. So what, are you waiting to have a sex change or something where they take your penis away or something? Are you going through changes or whatever where you're a man but you're becoming a woman? I don't know. what's going on with this world? I have no idea. I don't know. It's a lot different when I was growing up. See, I was raised on the vagina. Everything was about the vagina. I'm a vagina man. Uh, you know, I don't know what to say. I was raised that way. No offense to you people that want to become women or whatever, but I'm sorry. I've been 52 years. I've been a vagina man and a breast man. It's hard to change this, man, when you had the vagina for so long. So I don't know what to say. Sex change is expensive, but I take hormone pills that give me feminine features, big boobs, no facial hair thing like that. Oh, well, all the power to you, Stephen Scott. But I don't. What do you say to something like that? I don't know. I don't know. I'm a straight man. What do I say? I don't know. I don't want to offend anybody, but I'm sorry. I'm a vagina man. I'm a big fan of the vagina. I'll tell you what. There's God. There's family, and then there's vagina, and then there's guitars. I'm a big guitar fan. I love the guitar. I love to sing and play. But that's the line I've got it pretty much in. God, family, uh, country. Well, vagina, then country. I mean, my priority, I don't know, I'm a comedian too, so don't pay no attention to me. Sometimes I'm an idiot. You can tell me you're an idiot. Forgive me if I am. But how do you answer any of this stuff? I don't know. You don't want to offend anybody. You don't want to offend anybody because then you got people coming at you and trying to kill you. And it's happened to me before on YouTube. I had to get rid of all my videos and everything, and I had to start over and everything. So that's what I'm doing. But this is hard for me. I'm a vagina man, Stefan. It's hard for me to even. I don't know. Are you rich? Because I'm trying to put in a law. If you have so much money, it's against the law to be gay, but they're saying you can't do that because of rights. All right, I guess so. It might be the same thing with she women or whatever. I thought you were a Sheila from Australia, which I think they call the women out there Sheilas. I think I'm not sure. I don't know. In Australia, they toss a lot of legs, I guess. I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. All I can say to you is, all alone you left me unneeded. Where the bright lights appear to prove I was thinking about a woman I loved, but I never knew. And I'm about done, ladies and gentlemen. It's 2 o'clock in the morning. Stefan, I hope things go good for you, but I don't know, somewhere down the road. I don't know. I don't know. All I could say is, God, thank you for making me a vagina man my whole life. I never messed with the baloney. Well, my own, but never someone else's baloney. But anyways, Lord, thank you very much for making me a vagina man. I'm a big vagina fan that you created, Lord. You created it, the whole thing. For us men, I got nothing against Stefan. He's God. Look over him. He's going through changes. What? I don't know, Lord. It's none of my business, Lord. But I want to thank you. I was a big fan of the vagina. 52 years. Vagina all the way. Vagina all the way. And that's all I can say to you, Lord, is thank you for that. Thank you, although I'm dumb. Although I got a disability. Thank you, Lord, for at least putting the seed in my head that going out and killing people for no reason is bad. For doing bad things is bad. Thank you, Lord. I'm dumb, but I ain't that dumb. So I know we're up there right now, you're joking around. You're probably on the ground laughing. You're probably on the ground laughing right now at me, Lord, going, he's not one of my greatest creations, but the kid don't give up. He's got heart. I do. Dumber than a box of rocks, but thank you, Lord. I've always loved the vagina, although I've been slipping, looking at beautiful women. I'm not going to lie to you people. It's been a long time since I've been with a woman. I've been very angry, very upset. Why? Lack of a woman. And I'm not going to lie to you. I'm starting to slip back to yanking the old baloney, and I don't want to. And I need God to help me get over it, because for 5 years or so, I didn't even yank the baloney. Yeah, I went celibate. Went not with a woman, not yanking the baloney, not thinking, not looking at beautiful women. And then COVID hit, and I was on lockdown for, I don't know, a year and a half or so. And been watching a lot of these beautiful women on YouTube, and I accidentally I yanked my baloney. Lord, I need forgiveness for that. What is that? I don't know. It looks like a UFO. Yeah, it's a Cheeto. But Lord, anyways. Stefan, if you look like you're a woman and you're a man, all the power to you. But I don't want to offend you, Stefan, at all. I don't want to offend you at all. But I'm a vagina man, see? And being that you might look like Pamela Lee Anderson, the thought in my head as a straight man, at once you had a penis. Well, Stefan, I don't want to picture that, because I was raised on the vagina for 52 years. Since I came out of the vagina, once I was old enough to date vagina, once I got a hold of a vagina, I was sprung on the vagina. 52 years. Vagina all the way. What do? I don't know what I do. What am I going to do? I don't know. It's a problem. Vagina is a drug. These people, I've been through the booze. I've been through the white candy. I've been through it all. I've been through it all. Let me tell you what's the hardest thing for me. Cigarettes. Vagina will bring a man to his knees. Once again, Stefan, I'm not trying to offend you or anybody in different genders, but I'm vagina man. Vagina. When you hear the word Johnny Kramer, automatically you think that's a true vagina guy, 52 years strong. That's right. I created my own vagina union. 52 years. I know you don't want to hear about it. I don't mean to upset you, Stefan, in any ways. You probably look like Pamela Lee Anderson. And I wish you would have never told me that you had a penis because you probably look hot. And I probably would have seen you and said, well, that's a hot looking woman. But then the penis would have popped in my brain and I would have went, yeah, we got a problem here. Whiskey Delta Sector 4, Division 8. We got a problem. Penis. That looks good up there. The breast, incredible. But that thing between there, no. But like I said, I'm just joking around, Stefan. I don't want to upset you at all. Believe me, I don't need a bunch of women with penises mad at me. I don't, Stefan. Please call them off. I was just joking. Some people like women with penises. Me, not so much, Stefan. I'm a vagina breast man. I love the breast. I love the vagina. Excuse me. I don't want to upset any of your friends. I don't need a bunch of beautiful women with breasts, but they're baloney swinging all over the place around here. Mad at me. I don't want to upset anybody. My apologies. My apologies. It was wrong, Stefan. I was wrong to even talk about it. You're not upsetting me. It is funny for me to talk to straight men. I am straight. I'm sorry that I'm straight, Stefan. But it's like the Leonard Skinner song, Freebird. You know? End this vagina man. You will never change. Yeah, 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 yeah. And this vagina man, you'll never change. I'm sorry. I got a problem, Stefan. No, I don't want to crack jokes with you, Stefan. I'm cracking jokes about me. I got a problem, Stefan. It's called vagina sprung. It's a problem. It's ugly sickness. It is. Not the vagina. The vagina looks beautiful, but it's the addiction to the vagina that gets people crazy. And I'm done with it. I ain't yanking the baloney no more. No, I went many years without it. And then I accidentally slipped. And it was a mess. But anyways, I don't know, Stefan. I don't know what you want me to. My apologies if I upset you or any of your friends. I don't need to be attacked by a bunch of people. So please, my apologies. That's the last thing I need is a bunch of beautiful women with breasts but swinging penises coming around getting mad at me. Lord, forgive me. Forgive me for I don't even know what I do. Forgive me. You are my friend. You're protected. I give you full permission to make fun of me, crack jokes, and say what you want. No, I don't want to do that. You're funny and don't mean harm, so don't worry about it. No, I don't mean no harm. I don't want Stefan, all I want is to be able to talk to my children when I want and my grandkids. And I need a woman in my life, Stefan, with a real vagina. And Stefan, I don't know if you heard or not, but there's actually vagina that's fake. Not vagina like a man becoming a woman. Actual aliens that are supposedly, I watched a video on it. Stefan. Why we sleep at night, these aliens come and they impregnate us. I'm not gay, I'm straight. That's scaring me. That's why I don't sleep too much. People thought I was all messed up on drugs. Nope, I'm clean and sober. I gave that up 30 years ago once I found out I had kids. I don't sleep too much is because I'm worried about falling asleep and some gay alien coming in, sleeping with me, impregnate me. I watched the video, Stefan. Myself, they said as we sleep, aliens are impregnating us at night. That explains everything. Well, you're right about that stuff. Vagina is addicting. It is. Good God, I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know. Another year of this, I'll be climbing walls. You know, I've been doing a lot of experiments on myself. I did an experiment. Is it possible to fall in love with a woman that you've never touched, never met, never kissed on the lips, never had sex with? Because you know me, Stefan, I'm a straight man. You don't fall in love with nothing until you can touch it, play with it, feel it. I didn't love this guitar till I picked it up in the store and I said, boy, this guitar sounds great. You know, and then I till I started playing it, then I love this guitar. Now I got to have this guitar. I don't know, Stefan. I got a disability, Stefan. For real, I got a disability. I got a problem. Some people say I'm an idiot. And sometimes I agree with them people. No, Stefan, please don't do that. Please. Please, Stefan, don't do that. Please. Let's keep it as this is a family channel. Please, Stefan. Stephen Scott said this is the part where I take off my shirt and flash you. Please, Stephen. Now, if you were a real woman, born a real woman, nothing against that you were born a man and you're becoming a woman. Although if I was a godly person, Stefan, I would tell you turn towards God. Why? Well, because this is what I was raised on: God, family, vagina, government. So I would tell you it ain't right because God said in the Bible it ain't right. But you know what I'm finding out today? That thing they call the Bible, they just threw that out the window. Like the flight plan control of a jet. You know, here's your flight plan for today. Well, I don't need that. And they throw it out the window. You know? All right, boys. I mean, ladies, or whatever. Oh, God. Like I ain't got enough to deal with in this country. Bigfoot, Godzilla, aliens, COVID, diseases you people, I wish you never see, that we're trying to solve in this country. Well, like I said before, Stefan, I hope I didn't upset you at all. No offense to you and what you're trying to do. But if I wasn't a godly person, I would just turn my head and say, well, who cares what you're going to be? Am I a godly person? I don't know, but I do listen to the Bible, audio Bible. And I feel if I didn't tell you, well, look towards God, and you might have something wrong with you mentally, a chemical imbalance or something. But then again, I would be prosecuted and shot for saying something like that to you, or sued or something, or attacked or something. When all I'm saying is okay, Stefan, if you want to be a woman, go ahead. But I think you should turn towards God, because right here in chapter whatever, you know, Matthew whatever, it says it ain't right. And here in the beginning it said God created man and woman. And that's the way it's supposed to be. See, Stefan, I'm hooked on the Bible, family, vagina, government. Who knew? So I'm sorry. What are you sorry for, Stefan? Oh no! If you were a woman, I'd be real comfortable with it. I'd be like, meow. But once you said you look like a woman, I thought you said Sheila, which I thought was a woman in Australia. That's what they call women, Sheilas, I think. I'm not sure. I could be wrong on that, Stefan. Nah, don't be sorry about anything. I'm glad you told me, because if you were hot and you looked like a woman and I didn't know you had a penis, I would have been probably like, meow. But you said penis, and right there, well, I want to admit, I kind of vomited in my throat. Not because of you or anything. It was just the thought of me and a penis. A little bit of vomit came up. Not much, but just a little bit. It's not your fault. You want to be a woman, be a woman. You're not offending me by hitting on me. You know, I'm not gay, I'm straight. Tell all your friends out there. Tell it, spread it across the world, across the lands. Hey, Johnny Kramer is a straight dude, hooked on the vagina, 52 years strong. Thinking about starting a charity, Vaginas Across the Lands. And all charities will go to us men that don't have beautiful women to wake up with vaginas every day and go to bed with these women. No, Stefan, that's okay. No, Stefan. Maybe Stefan said maybe one day I'll change my mind. Stefan says he's got a nice booty I'll be more than happy to show you. No, that's okay, Stefan. I'll I'll take your word for it, Stefan. Uh, I don't believe in a lot of things on this earth, but I'll believe you on that, and I'll take your word on that. You don't have to send me any photos. You don't have to send me anything, Stefan. I'll take your word for that. Uh, yeah, yeah. You don't have to send me any photos, Stefan. Don't. No, no. That's okay. That's all right, Stefan. You don't need to apologize for anything, Stefan. You're probably not in your right mind right now. You're going through a lot. You're transitioning. You used to be a man. You're going to a woman. You used to be a man. You're going to a woman. You don't know. You want to be a woman. You want to be a man. You're not sure. You're going through things. It's stressful on you. I can understand that. Uh, and the vagina is addicting. And now you know that. And you want a vagina because you know vaginas are addicting. Google pictures of who? Stefan, are you lying to me? Are you a real woman? Born, raised a woman, and you're just joking with me. If you're just joking with me, all right. You got one over on me. But what I don't understand it. You're a man and you changed into a woman, but you have a penis. I don't know. That's too much for me right now to picture. My luck, you're probably smoking hot, but the whole penis thing made me throw up just a little bit in my throat. Well, I don't, it just, I'm sorry. It's wrong. Blair White. Google Blair White. That is me. Blair White. Are you related to Betty White? Oh, I'm really getting too old for this. I'm 52 now. 53? I don't know. I quit counting at 45, I think. I gotta turn the air conditioner on. This is stressful for me, Stefan. This is stressful. Oh, that is me. Blair White. Blair White is your name. Is my new name. I legally changed it to my old name is Stefan. All right. So are you wanting to be called a woman, Miss Blair or Miss White? Is that what you want us to say? If it makes you feel better, I'll call you Miss White. I don't know. All this. This is stressful, Miss White. But I might have to smoke one of them cannabis sticks to get through this. Are you on YouTube? Are you on YouTube, Miss White? I was watching YouTube the other night and this girl popped up. I guess she was born a woman, but then she became a man, but without the penis, I think she said. And I was like, this chick is hot. Why would she want to be a man when she was born a woman and she's smoking hot? I'm upset. These beautiful women are turning to be men. That's one less woman that I get to sleep with. I'm a straight man. I'm running out of straight women. turn now, transition to. Okay. I'm going to have to smoke some CBD. I'm going to have to do something. This is, don't like, my brain is hurting. This is too much for me. It's too much. Yeah. Google, I think Miss White is saying, Blair White. Is this you, Miss White? Which one's you, Miss White? Meet Blair White, the transgender. Blair White before and after. Blair White, Blair White, Blair White. Is this you, Blair White? Were you a football player? Is that you? That better not be an Indianapolis Colts. Blair White starts news bio. So you were this guy? You were this guy here? And now you look like this? Are you kidding? You're joking, right? Blair, Mr. Scott, or whatever. Are you? So wait a minute. Somebody help me here. My brain is hurting. I'm gonna have to get some. Somebody got. I need something here. I need Blair White on Twitter. We living the best trans life while thousands of scream at me that I'm transphobic. What the heck is that? Is this you in the bikini? Hold on, let me switch back over. But the girl is me. No, I don't know who that guy is, but the girl is me. This girl in the bikini. This girl. Let me blow this picture up, son. Let me blow this picture up, son. This girl right here is really a guy? Is that what you're telling me? That's what you're telling me? That this Blair White, this is you in this red bikini. That's what you're telling me, Miss Bikini is me, yes. Are you kidding me? That can't be you, Mr. White or Mr. Scott. Let me tell you why. I don't see no penis here. I see no penis. What the heck? I don't know. I'm looking. Let me look. I'm pretty good. I'm pretty good at, I'm a vagina man. I can sniff out a real vagina anyway. But let me look here. I'm looking. I don't know. Something don't look right. Something ain't. Something just ain't. This is scaring me. Is it Halloween already? I can't do this anymore. I don't. This just ain't. I'm gonna smoke. Who's this? Is this you? Is this really you? And you're joking with me? Soprano and Ruby player Hillary Medal. Is that you? Hillary Blair White. Soprano. Is that you? Is this you? That ain't you? Adam and Blair, as successful. Is this you? That's a woman. This is a woman right here. I don't know. Let me switch back over to my chat. I don't know who that Blair White Witch is. Different person. Hormones shrink. Penis is, but also you can hide it easy. I don't want to know no more, Stefan. I've been clean and sober for 30 years, Stefan. I don't want to know no more. Nothing against you, Stefan. I don't believe that you are that woman in the video. It can't be, Stefan. Come on. Is it? I can't deal with this. It's too much on the brain. But I guess it can be you. If you got lots of money and you got the right doctors, I guess a man can become a woman. But let me just say this, Mr. Stephen Scott, or Mrs. White. I'm a vagina man, born and raised. And you can't change this vagina man. No offense to you, Miss White. You're a very nice transgender. But this is the problem with the world. Where are all the vaginas gone? I have no idea. I don't know. I don't know. I'm telling you right now, I know my God, my Father is up there right now looking at me, laughing, going, this kid ain't the brightest. He ain't the greatest looking of my creations. He's dumber than a sack of potatoes, but he listened to my word. And the word is God. And all I can say, Miss White, is good luck, be safe, and let people know before you have sex with them that you have a penis. That's all I'm saying. For your own safety, because there might not be guys out there like me that say, hey, no biggie, you know, you go your way, I'll go mine. No, I don't do the penis thing. I don't do that. So, but there's cuckoos out there where if you would have told them that, they probably would have flipped out and possibly could have hurt you. So be safe. Be safe. That's all I can say. That's it. I've had my share of I can't. I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to go to the I'm gonna have to take some of my CBD gummy bears. I'm gonna have to smoke a gummy bear. Lord, what is it that I've done? If I offended any of these people, my apologies. My apologies. If I offended any of them on my YouTube channel or in the YouTube society, my apologies if I upset any of them. For who am I to even speak on something like this? Am I a gynecologist? No. Am I a woman? No. I'm a straight man and I'm a friend of the vagina. And that's all I can say. That's it. Stephen Scott. But you said call you Miss White. I'll call you Miss White, Miss Blair White. Be safe out there in LA. And I gotta get some sleep. This is a lot for me to take in. This is a lot for me to take in. And this video was supposed to be about my opinion on the Gabby Petito case and Summerwell's case and Delphi case. And let everybody know out there in LA, I love LA. And let it be known across the lands that Johnny Kramer is a vagina man, true and true, and is a friend of the vagina and loves the vagina. That's all I can ask. And be safe and let people know before you get involved with them that you once were a man, because, you know, a lot of people ain't like me that say, oh, I'm not interested. All the power to you. I hope things go good for you. There's not people in this world like me. Some men would flip out and probably try and do bad things to you or something. So just be safe. All I'm saying, Miss White, is I don't agree with it. Not at all. I think, but it's a little too late. You've taken the stages so far. There's no coming back now. I mean, you could, but you need all kinds of money for. How are you getting all these operations and stuff and hormone pills and I don't know. It's none of my business, Miss White. It's none of my business. You're welcome on my channel anytime. You're welcome on here, to come and chat or whatever, tell your opinions or what you think. But I just want you to know, if you come on this channel, I am a vagina man, and I don't think I'll be changing my ways anytime soon. No offense. Be safe. Well, I understand that, Miss White, or Blair White, or Stephen Scott, or I don't know. This is too much for me. But be safe. Like I said, you're always welcome on my channel if you're a real woman, or you're a real man, or you're a she woman, or whatever. Just be, if I get out of line, then let me know. Don't mean to offend you. My opinion is I don't think it's right. You should stay a man. But if you're a woman now, well, then stay a woman. And be safe. And all the rest of my viewers out there, be safe. Keep an eye on your children. Stefan, it was nice, or Blair, Miss White, whatever you want to be called. It was nice meeting you. Well, because it's not right, Miss White, or Mr. Stefan, or Mr. Scott. I don't know. My opinion, it's not right. If God created me to be with a man, he would have gave me a vagina. If he created me to be with a vagina, well, he gave me a penis. So in my head, I was raised to believe that I have a penis and I'm supposed to be attracted to breasts and vagina and booty, which I am 100% vagina man all the way, breast man all the way, booty all the way. And I just think it's wrong. Something happened. Somebody did something to you or made you think something wrong, or maybe Satan did something wrong to mess with you. I don't know what it was. I don't have all the answers. Only God does. My opinion is just wrong. It's wrong. It's just not right. It ain't right. Let me tell you why it's not right. I gotta go. It's almost 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm getting too old for this. It says right in the beginning of the Bible, Mr. Scott or Mrs. White. I don't want to offend either side, so I'll cover both sides. Mr. Scott, Mrs. White. Right in the beginning of the Bible, it said God created the earth, the sky, the sun, the moon, the light, the dark. Then he created man. Then he created woman for man. Why? Because God loved man so much. But there was certain things God couldn't do to please the man. So God said, I can't do that to you, my son. I'm a man. You're a man. It ain't right. A man cannot produce a child with a man. A woman cannot produce life with a woman. So God said to man, I'm going to create a woman from the man. so the woman could be with the man. Why? Well, because God loved the man so much. But there's something he couldn't do with the man, and that was have sexual intercourse with the man. It wasn't right. It wasn't holy. So God created woman for man. Yeah, you're right about that, Mr. Scott or Mrs. White. There are straight couples out there that can't have children because either the woman's uterus is messed up or the man has low sperm count and can't produce. So you're right about that. But they can still mate with each other. See? And there's no sin there. But then again, we're going by the Bible here and God's laws, and that would be a slap in God's face for another man to sleep with another man. It ain't right. Now, I was raised differently, Mr. Scott, Mrs. White, than you. So you might not see anything wrong with it. But for me, I just want to stick with vagina. I've been raised on it. I've been raised on breast, vagina, and butt. Yes, I'm slow at reading chat, Mr. Scott. Mrs. White, you're right. I was raised Catholic. So was I. I went to Catholic school. Or not Catholic school, Catholic church. And Christian churches. I've been to them all. Except for Muslim and whatever that other one is or whatever. I don't know. I don't know, Mr. Scott. I don't know, Mrs. White, what you believe in, but I was raised in the Bible. Like I said, God, family, vagina, government, country. They wanted me to put country before God. They wanted me to put country before family. They wanted me to put country before vagina, and I'm having a hard time with it. I'll get by. I'll be all right. I'll live. But I gotta go because I'm getting tired. And this has been very, very stressful. And you don't need to apologize, Mr. Scott or Mrs. White. It was nice chatting with you. Feel free to jump in on my channel at any time. Be safe because there's not people out there. Do you agree with me that there are men out there that would not take talking to a transgender as easy as me? Okay? It's no biggie. I can say, nice meeting you and have a good life and be safe. You know? But there's a lot of people out there that ain't like me. The Bible leaves out a lot of content and does not elaborate in detail what it means. The interpretation is left open for many possibilities and meanings. Maybe, Mr. Scott, Mrs. White, you might be right about that. But I'm going to stick with vagina if that's okay. No offense, do what you want. You know, you're your own person. I can't control people, just like God and Jesus told us. You know, Jesus and God couldn't make us follow them. They can only spread the word. And if you wanted to, what's the word? The word is God. Yes, I mean, a lot of people didn't like me. No, I'm not offended. And feel free to come on my chat anytime you want. It's just my beliefs. I was raised on vagina. A lot of people are mad. You know. No, I'm raised on vagina. I'm not changing or anything. If you want to change your life, go ahead. It's your right. But Mr. Scott, Mrs. White, I'm getting tired. I gotta say goodbye. Until next time, be safe. All you YouTubers, be safe. And if I offended anybody, my apologies. My apologies. I just don't think it's right. Uh, that's my opinion. You think it's okay for you to do that, and that's your opinion. Yeah, you're right. Um, and that's all I can say. And this has been one heck of an experience, and I'm going to leave it at that. That's it. Feel free to email me. You have my email. I do. I don't have your email. I don't. I don't have your email. I don't think I do. I don't know. Are you on any dating sites? My computer got hacked and my photos of when I was a younger shape, you know, 20 years ago, and one photo was from when I was in my 20s, late 20s, early 20s. So I don't know. I've got all kinds of people sending me emails. Send me an email. I don't care. Oh yeah. All right. I'll check my email. I don't. Oh, and I don't check my people. If you email me, it takes a while for me to get to my email. So all right, Mr. Scott, Mrs. White. It's been great chatting with you. The rest of the people, Ben Deho, and all the rest of the people that stopped in, Ark. Uh, uh, who else? Game Steve, and there was a couple crazy chick and Odysseys, Weeble Family Adventures. Thank all you people for stopping in, and Crazy Girl Oddities and Adventures. Thanks for stopping in, and I'm done for the night. And Mr. Scott and Mrs. White, be safe. And talk to you guys later. And I hope they find Gabby alive. I hope they find Gabby alive, but it ain't looking good. I hope they find Summer Wells alive, but it ain't looking good. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Good night, YouTube.